You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's your stage. This show is all about our guests having an opportunity to perform. And we welcome you if you are a singer, a musician, a juggler, belly dancer, if you're an author. We'd love to have you on our program. I'm your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. And joining us from France is my co-host, Azadé. Hello.
Hi, how are you, everyone? Welcome to Dr. Jacalyn Shows, and I am her co-host, Dr. Jacalyn. Sexy as always. Have you just creamed again your hair?
Yes, I'm always trimming. I find like a little piece that doesn't work, and then it's like shorter. So, yeah, it's trimming it up. That's all I can say.
Well, that's perfect. That's great. So I'm happy to be with you again every Thursday, and this week's guest is someone special.
Yes, he is.
I don't know him personally, but I have seen all of his videos, and I can't wait to hear more about him. And I have, not that I prepared, but I tried to sing something for him. I tried to be in subject, you know.
Oh.
And since he is from England, so I tried to find something very, very British. Yes.
Are you ready?
Oh, you want it now?
Yes, we'd love to have you perform right now.
Okay, let's do that. La la. Sorry. Are you ready? Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say, could that lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Below and breeze, islands and seas, mountains of rain and sun. All that was good, all that was fair, all that was near is gone. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say, could at last be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on her day over the sea to sky. That was the best part.
Ah, bravo, excellent.
And he's gonna be like, what? It's like I tell you, oh, you're French, I'm gonna sing something in Belge.
Well, you are multifaceted and very talented, so thank you so much. Let's bring our guest out. Joining us from England, Chris Woodworth. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Hey, thank you for having me. Good to be here.
We're thrilled to have you, and you're a legend over on Clubhouse as well as elsewhere. But for all of our friends on Clubhouse, I'm sure you know Chris.
Well, you know what? It's been incredible on Clubhouse. Just the friends I've met there, and the voiceover community is just incredible. You know, I'm just very thrilled.
Yeah, Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, is there a lot of camaraderie among voiceover artists, or is there a lot of competition? Which would you say?
I have actually felt that there's a lot of camaraderie, because when it comes down to it, it seems that everybody realizes that we all love the same thing. We all have this amazing instrument, and I think we're all just learning like the extent of it, really. Yeah, and I have actually built brotherly and sisterly bonds with my fellow voiceover artists on Clubhouse. It's been incredible. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, Chris, I'm going to spotlight you. I'd love for you to share with us. You're an impressionist and voiceover artist. And for people who aren't aware of what that is, if there are people out there, just tell us a little bit about your craft.
Of course, yes. I actually started playing around with voices when I was a teenager. I think it was when my parents and I went to Disneyland. I think it was the first time they heard me do Mickey Mouse, like a Mickey Mouse in voice. Yeah, it was actually that really friendly, I don't know, just crazy moments of creativity that I had. And from there, because I was constantly watching movies and I was always into the cartoons and into animation growing up, that's when I started experimenting with my voice more. I was so interested with how people could change their voices, and I found, wow, it's actually possible. I have this great instrument. I need to learn how to use it. And I found that I'd actually start doing voices mainly when I was in a silly mood. And yes, that's when it really built up. And now I'm in the process of going into voiceover acting part-time. So yes, and the acting experience helps. So yeah, and if you would like, I can do a routine for you.
Sure, we would love that. Remember, it's your stage.
Excellent. Okay, so here we go. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Studio Ghibli film. This summer, prepare to be spirited away. Okay, how was that?
Elmo found that movie really scary.
Oh, didn't mean to scare you just now.
No, you didn't. It just sounded boring.
Boring?
Hey, kids. Chris is doing a voiceover? Oh, really? Oh, okay, let me go back to bed.
Christy, take it easy.
Oh, I mean, you sound like you're reading. And if I have to hear somebody do another local library pun, they're gonna be in a whole new world of hurt.
Silence, Yargo. For all we know, Chris could indeed be a diamond in the rough.
Okay, guys, look. I'll do it again, but with more feeling.
Brother Chris, this is the man with the voice. You just caught me in the middle of shaving, so I apologize. Trying to give it a more depth, a sense of history and magic. Take us on a journey.
Damn. Okay. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Studio Ghibli film. This summer, prepare to be spirited away. Okay, look, I swear I wasn't trying to do an American accent then, but was that any better?
Well, shucks, from someone who knows a little something about Disney already, I gotta tell you, oh boy, you're definitely on the right track, pal.
And so, the voice-over journey continues for Christopher Woodworth. I am David Attenborough of planet Earth. Until next time, goodbye.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was brilliant. I'm exhausted just watching this. Is that hard to do?
You know what? That is not easy at all. But all I can say, I think, is the key phrase: "Find your inner crazy." Switching between characters like that, it's come to a point now that as soon as I get into that character voice, it's in a way it's like becoming the character. I adopt the facial expression, the body language, and then the voice just comes out. I just let go and do it.
Oh my god, your Mickey sound is my favorite. I love it. That's so funny.
Well, it's my favorite sound if I do say so myself. Oh boy.
That's amazing how you can do it on demand. That's I'd have to go through my brain and be like, oh, which voice is where and now, and that is truly incredible.
I just imagine Mickey blushing at the fact that Azadé, kind of likes his voice, So yeah, that came out.
I have my personal sorry, Dr. Jacalyn. I'm interrupting you today. I don't know what's going on. I'm just so excited to ask questions. So
please.
When I have this thing myself, it's not because I was a singer or something, but since I'm a little child, everybody knows that I do different voices for different expressions, and I don't know why. I just needed, I was imagining, other people, and I had different Azadés with different voices. And do you also feel like that? I mean, sometimes I need to express myself, and I really need to express it like that, or not, it's not gonna happen, Or sometimes, do you know Ranma? Ranma Ranma a half. That's a Japanese cartoon, I think.
Oh right, okay. I don't think I've heard of that. No. Okay.
There was a grandma in it, so it's actually not famous, and that's the most important character. And she was actually having this voice that gave me another character that I could have. Like whenever I want to say that, I'm thinking like an old person or something. I have this voice, so this is my voice. I always use it. It's like a voice. And I really feel it. It's like I'm turning to someone else. Do you have that?
That's amazing. Absolutely. Yes. It's so strange how my face changes and my body language just kind of changes as well, because once I do that, it doesn't feel difficult for the voice to come out. It's an organic thing. And I saw you just really change as well. You like that, and you got into grandma mode. That was like really cool to see. I love that. Yeah, I mean, because I have to say, I don't have them with me now, but even one of the impressions I do, because obviously over the years you see so many amazing characters, quite often if I do like an impression from Monsters Incorporated, I put on these glasses on the bridge of my nose, and I start just kind of going,
Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork correctly.
Like that. And I kind of adopt it and just look really over the lenses, and it just gets me into character.
How many voices can you do? I mean, not the exact number, but
you know what? That's the question right there. I mean, I keep a list in my notes on my iPhone, and I keep adjusting it every once in a while. At the moment, it's probably close to 40. Some are they're quite a number. They're a heck of a lot better than some of the others. There's always some that I'm refining, new ones I'm discovering. So this list is constantly changing, expanding. Yeah, it's so much fun.
So you have the voices that you're imitating, but you also have your own other voices, right? That you have created.
Yes. There are times where I kind of create my own sound, my own voice, because that easily becomes can easily lead on to like an impression or something. I can't describe it fully, but when I kind of open up my chest and I use a lot of air, I can get this really bassy tone that sounds a heck of a lot different from my normal voice. And when I was younger, I actually started using it, I think it was at university, when I would almost imitate like a demon or a devil or something. I think it was around Halloween. And I would just kind of laugh like, ha, 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 ha. Like that, in that kind of way. And I would say,
well, welcome to hell. Barbecue, anyone?
Like that. But then it would kind of like lead into other things that I kind of realized, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, that movie, that just came out. And I was like, wow, hang on, let me try this.
I am Groot.
So it leads on to stuff like that. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. It's a really weird process, just discovering new things like that.
So in a professional way, have you ever given your own voice creation to a character?
Yes, indeed. I think it was last year in lockdown. I was actually contacted by a colleague and friend of mine. They were working on like a miniature like video game. That it was like going to take them like literally 2 days. It was part of a contest. And they approached me and they asked me if I'd be able to do the voices of 2 of their characters in it. And so both of those characters were crows. And they said that these 2 crows are like wisecracking characters. They are just close friends. They are making fun of the main character. And so they are making each other laugh. They're just cracking each other up. And he said, I imagine them to be London Cockney. If you imagine like the vultures in the Jungle Book, the original Disney's Jungle Book movie. So when he said that he imagined them to be London Cockney, that kind of gave me the help. They were only labeled Crow number 1 and Crow number 2. So I remember I did this test where I just recorded lines for Crow number 1. I made him quite a high register, so I kind of did that sort of accent, it's kind of where kind of like talking London Cockney accent, kind of like that kind of way.
What the walkabout and about?
Yeah, like that. And just saying these phrases like,
Aye, aye, he's good for nothing.
Stuff like that. But then when it got to like Crow number 2, I knew that, okay, I've done the first one. How do I make this one different? They need to sound like 2 different people. So I made him less high pitch. I made him more low and possibly chauvinistic, that kind of sound, maybe more alpha, So he's a bit more like,
oh yeah, look at him. He's picking on his pets.
that kind of way. So when they kind of combine together, even in the way they laugh, you kind of got like someone laughing kind of like,
Gordy, good one.
Like that. And the other one is just kind of like,
love farm jokes.
Like that. And when it was edited together, yeah, you got close friends. And so that's what I did. Yeah.
I am still speechless just watching your face. It's amazing. Totally transformational.
Yeah, it's like a weird tick now.
No, it's brilliant. You're truly talented. So thank you again for being here. We have to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. And I just want to give a shout out to Margie Cedrone. She made these earrings for me. They're unique. She's a true artisan. So all the stones, everything was done by hand. And now we're going to take a listen and a look to Margie Cedrone. We'll be right back. Located at 121 Haddon Avenue in Westmont, New Jersey, is Margie Cedrone, artisan jeweler. Margie's been in business for more than 30 years. She works with her clients to create custom pieces of jewelry to reflect their personality and help them make their own bold statement. Starting in the renowned Jewelers Row in Center City, Philadelphia in 1988, Margie works directly with her clients to develop one-of-a-kind pieces such as necklaces, engagement rings, wedding bands, unique watches and tennis bracelets, as well as a myriad of rings and earrings for everyone in your family. She also has worked directly with Dr. Jacalyn over the years, creating unique pieces of jewelry to reflect her personality. She does pearl stringing and repairs on site at 121 Haddon Avenue. Call or text Margie at 215-384-7155. Margie Cedrone Jewelry is open by appointment only. Make your own bold statement.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Garden. Your host, Diane Bain. I'm so happy to have you here today.
Diane Floyd Bain tells wonderful stories that warm the heart, spark the imagination, and unite people and families across generations. For children, Diane's Harry the Camel connects with all of us who've ever wondered how different our lives might have been if only we'd been born something better, like a wonderful horse instead of an ordinary camel. In the end, we all learn along with Harry that there's nothing better than just being yourself. Diane's Little Girl in the Moon looks down on earthbound children and wonders if they know she's just like them. A story of love, home, and the bond between mother and daughter, its powerful theme that we're each of us different yet all of us the same plants a seed in children that promises to blossom within a loving and trusting grown-up. Diane's new biography, Rise, recounts the experiences of her grandmother, Ruby, to reveal the hidden strength of the human spirit. Ruby's story inspires all of us to become the best versions of ourselves. You'll find all of Diane's delightful books and much more at dianefloydbame.com. Visit dianefloydboehm.com. That's dianefloydbame.com.
I don't think men are superficial idiots, that their brains are wired to be visual. I'm told I give great advice. Nike Just Do It for exercise, I think really applies to sex, too. I've coached hundreds of men and women. So I disagree with her where she's like, put it all out there on the first date. You know, an open book is not sexy. Exactly. You know. Do you have relationship questions? Chances are one of my clients, or myself, or my friends have gone through the same thing, and I already made a video about it. So I invite you to check out my YouTube channel, Donna Barnes. I've made hundreds of advice videos based on real-life experiences so that you can make better choices.
In my upcoming Breakup Recovery Action Plan, there's going to be checklists and quizzes.
Best information that I've ever experienced or acquired. If you're stuck and can't move forward or let go, my action plan is built to help you. Subscribe to my channel. I'll help you have better relationships.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You're watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's your stage, and I'm with my co-host, Azadé, and our guest, Chris. He's an impressionist and voiceover artist, and he just entertained us with a wonderful track. Thank you so much. I don't know, do you have something else that you want to share with us today?
Yes, I have a song I can do here for you. Yes. One track one show that was broadcast on Disney Plus during lockdown was Hamilton. So I naturally became quite obsessed with that. So I figured I would do one of the most complex things I've ever learned in my life with you right now.
Wow, here we go. Yes.
Okay, so here we go.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship at King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but dang, I amaze and astonished. My problem is I got a lot of brains, but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard of every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, shining piece of coal, trying to reach the goal. Power speed, unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get colder. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk the streets famished. The plan is to fan the spark into a flame. But dang, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps spitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. The King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't ever gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. And to me, he says in parentheses, don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my It's time to take a shot. I dream of life without the monarchy. The unrest in France will lead to anarchy. Anarchy? How'd you say? Anarchy. When I finally made the years beside panicky with my shot. I'm a tailor's apprentice, and I got your knuckleheads a local parenthesis. I'm joining a rebellion because I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of sewing some pants, I'ma take a shot. But we'll never be truly free till those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I, you and I. Wait till I sally in on a stallion with the 1st Black Battalion. Have another shot. Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot. Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look off. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot blacker than the kettle coal in a pot. What are the odds or gods of put us all in one spot? Pop in the squad, conventional wisdom, like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me a position, show me where the ammunition is. Was I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise I'll make you all proud. Let's get the guy in front of the crowd. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my. Everybody sing, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, whoa, yeah. Rise up when you're living on your knees. You rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up. Rise up. Rise up. When all these colonies gonna rise up. When all these colonies gonna rise up. When all these colonies gonna rise up. Rise up. I imagine death, it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me? If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we laugh, we live in fast, we have to make this moment last, that's plenty. Scratch that, this is not a moment, it's a movement. We're all the hungriest brothers with something to prove when. Foes opposers, we take an honest stand, we roll like Moses, claiming the promised land, and if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Will the blood we shed be an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the street is exciting, but Jesus, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing, we need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of states? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action to the act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow for the first time I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I rise up, rise up. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa. Time to take a shot, time to take a shot. No, I am not throwing away my shot.
Woohoo! Bravo!
Outstanding.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I got that out of my system.
I'm also so impressed with this Alexander Hamilton on Disney Plus.
Oh,
I understand.
How do you feel, Chris? How do you feel performing that?
You know what? I feel like I've drank a lot of coffee. You know, just yes, and I haven't drank caffeine since this morning. You know, so that kind of track just does it for me. Yeah,
Pumped
feels
up.
Good. Absolutely.
That was wonderful.
We were back here swaying and dancing, and just really loved it.
I was
really
having fun. So I tried to do Alexander Hamilton and try to do the French accent of Lafayette.
Oh, really? Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. I want to really work at those impressions, because I think that is like a new skill to learn, doing those impressions of those different characters, but while rapping that fast and those tongue twisting
Exactly.
lines.
And
Yeah,
it's
that would be the next
different.
step.
That's really kind of new, different kind of rapping. Have you
Oh,
ever heard of it, Dr. Jacalyn, the musical? Alexander
Of
Hamilton.
course. Yes, of course. Yes, definitely. So I wonder, how long did it take you to master that?
Oh, it really did take some time. I mean, I can't remember exactly how long. It's just that, during since the very first lockdown here in the UK, around the time that Hamilton came out, I was starting to use TikTok a lot, and I was very active on there. And I actually found that when Hamilton was becoming more of a thing, like it was appearing more on TikTok, I actually found videos of somebody playing parts of like one or two of the Hamilton tracks, and so I would duet with them and I would sing over them, and and over time, because I was listening to the tracks over and over again, I would learn a part of it, and then I thought, I wonder, Then I just kind of hit play in the instrumental, and I found that, wow, the next part of the words that they're coming to me, it is pretty much like a story. And then the words started reeling off, and it just took some tidying up after a while, and yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That is a true talent. I couldn't even memorize all those words and deliver them with any kind of emotion. It would be just, I'm just in awe.
It's, you know what, it still kind of baffles me as well, because I kind of forget, like, even what I forget things like maybe what I cooked for my girlfriend a couple of nights ago or something like that, but I can remember all those words. So, I don't know how that
one.
Chris, tell us about your experience being in Mark Summers' talent show.
Yes, absolutely. So that whole experience, that was a whirlwind. One of the craziest, most wonderful experience of my life. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So Deborah Wooten is a producer and animator here in the UK. She contacted me on Clubhouse. She pulled me aside in a private room because she was telling me about this contest that was coming up for a voiceover, saying that it's starting tomorrow, and I think you should join it because the prize is a voiceover agent. And I really think that you should join it because I've heard you do impressions on Clubhouse when you're introducing yourself to different people, when you're networking. You randomly do a few voices. I thought, you know what, this is different. This could be fun. And even though I wasn't like a full-on working voiceover artist because I'm just getting into the industry now, and so when I went into it the next day, I honestly didn't realize how big it was going to be. It was huge. All of those judges on the panel, and so many people just applying and just going up to do their 45 seconds of whatever it was they wanted to do, whether it was commercial reading or whatever. And yeah, different people, even professional voice artists, they were being stopped in the middle of it because they sounded like they were reading, or the judges just didn't buy it or something like that. And it was actually at times quite brutal because the industry is quite brutal. And I remember just really sweating and getting nervous, and I don't often get that nervous. I felt like, oh, I'll just do what I need to do, but I kept on changing my mind when it was approaching me, like what I was going to do. So I kind of figured, you know what, I have my 45 seconds, I'll do 4 character voices, I'll do my voice, I'll just be prepared for anything. So I literally just went through 4 different voices. I just did my 45 seconds, nobody stopped me in the middle of it, and I had such good feedback, and the audience voted me to go to the semi-finals, and that baffled me at the time because I don't know if it's like the imposter syndrome, but I kind of figured, you know what, this may just stop here because I'm up against professional voiceover artists. But no, there was being sent to the semi-finals. And yeah, I helped out different voiceover friends. One of which I know that you've interviewed on the show already, the wonderful Ellie Rods, who was my self-appointed little sister on Clubhouse, you know, because yeah, we've been in so many Clubhouse rooms together, like a whole bunch of us, and she has crazy dexterity, and so we help each other out with different things. You know, she gives me pointers on my, you know what, my American accent when I can't try and talk like a, you know, Midwestern American. I guess you know, I try and put it on, you know, but I gotta work at it a little bit, you know. So she gives me feedback. I helped her for Marge Simpson, and that's kind of how it was among people who were in the competition, especially the people who were close. There was great camaraderie. We found ourselves in the semi-finals, and then unexpectedly, the audience voted us to the finals. There was like 6 of us, and it happened to be 6 people that were already very close. They were all helping each other.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and I think at a certain point during the finals, I kind of even said out loud to myself, Ellie's going to win. And you know what she did? And we were unbelievably proud, you know, because we knew whatever was going to happen, everyone was going to be okay because of the exposure, the inspiration, and the people contacting us. So the camaraderie has just been just a blessing, you know, to experience. Yeah. So I've really loved it.
As you were talking, I was getting chills thinking of you doing your performance and waiting to see if you could get through, right? And that must have been an incredible moment.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Because my friends on Clubhouse, they weren't really used to me being nervous or anything. So I described it. We had a room right after that first round, after I got through, and Ellie and Ali and Rico and all the others who were in the finals in the end, I don't think they had actually tried out, you know, in the first round because they were doing it over a few weeks. So we were in a room and they were asking if my experience, you know, like just doing that and getting voted through. So I described the whole feeling that I had, like it was a few people before me, and I kept on changing my mind because somebody before me, it was leading up to me, they did the commercial piece that I was going to do, and also my heart was pounding out of my chest, and I found myself breathing heavily. I actually had to shake it off and just breathe slowly until it was my turn. Yeah.
So, you know what's interesting? So for those of you who don't know about Clubhouse, it's audio only. So you weren't on video, but that didn't take away any of the nerves.
Not at all. No, because you are up against a panel of heavy hitters, we call them, really. You know, people who are professionals who've been in the voiceover industry for many years. There are like casting directors and agents, and you know, so they are used to just kind of instantly saying no, you know, to certain people. And after hearing certain people in the contest being stopped, like about halfway through what they were doing, and say, "Look, I'm sorry to do this to you, but you sound like you're reading. You're gonna. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but I just don't want to waste your time. And I know there's lots of other people after you, and you're kind of imagining that happening to you, and you're trying to keep a thick skin, you know. So, yeah,
well, congratulations. That is fantastic. Now, when they have another one, will you go back again and?
You know what? I think I would. Yes, I think I would if they did like another voiceover contest. Yeah, because it was just such a fun experience, and I found that it wasn't just me, but other people. They consistently got better, like with each round, because the first round we had to do 45 seconds of anything we wanted, characters, commercials, and then for the finals we had to each prepare like a 2-minute set, like no less than a minute and a half, maximum of 2 minutes. So that was what I performed for you earlier. And the finals, we had to do 3 different rounds, and just I think it was commercials, character voices, and audiobook reading, just to see how we were in all of them. here as well. And so one or two of us, we would probably start to stumble at least in one of those rounds, but Ellie, who I don't think she's human at all, she killed it in all three categories. Incredible. Yeah.
When was it?
Sorry?
When was it? When did it happen? The contest?
Oh, the finals.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it must have been about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It feels like it's flown by. Yeah, but since then, naturally, we've just unexpectedly, we've had people contacting each of us, not just wanting to interview us, but looking to collaborate as well. I'm collaborating just on a room with Rolanda Watts. She wants me to help her out, and she has actually done voiceover acting for years, and her voice actually appears in Kung Fu Panda and Madagascar, and as well, and things like that. And so I was blown away that she wanted me to help her out, with that. So. Yeah.
Congratulations. I'd love to see where you're going. Yeah, what would you like to be next for you, Chris?
You know what? I would love to do characters even in like a TV show, a cartoon, a movie would be far-fetched, but it would be amazing. But I seem to have something a love for narration. I'm thinking maybe I could even start off with children's books, or something, because that kind of opens up not just the narration, but it's like the character voices as well, just bringing those out and creating new ones. I'd have a lot of fun with that.
So potentially working with authors of children's books.
I think so. Yeah. I would love to start in something like that, first, and possibly commercials. But I think ultimately it would be great to do characters, eventually like video game characters, movie characters, things like that. It'd be incredible.
I have 2 friends who are international award-winning children's book authors, so I'm going to connect you with them and see if that can pan out. That'd be great.
That'd be wonderful.
One of your friends.
Oh.
Chris, we're at the end of our show, but I just would like to spotlight you and please put out there whatever it is that an ask that you have from our audience. You never know whether people are watching now or they watch later. Whatever you need, just ask people to help you.
And also, please explain how is it that you call yourself impressionist? Please explain that to us.
Oh, impressionist. Okay, it's because I call myself an impressionist because I have the ability to replicate lots of different voices. I kind of pick up on patterns in certain classic characters that that we've seen in so many movies over the years. Cartoon characters, whether it's Family Guy or The Simpsons.
Oh my, homie, wow!
That kind of thing. And I kind of pick up the way they say things, and I replicate them. And it's in a way to celebrate the voices, almost like David Attenborough. I've closed Clubhouse rooms with David Attenborough's voice because he can narrate anything, and just make it sound epic. He's incredible. So that's where the title impressionist comes from, really. Yes, and I would say my ask would be, I guess, just anybody who would love any kind of voiceover work for any of the creative projects that they're doing. Maybe if you're looking to do any kind of children's book that you would like, as audio, or anything like that. Yes, I am constantly looking to perfect and refine and learn. So yes, anybody who is doing anything like dialect coaching and things like that, that can help me keep working on my Midwestern American accent, or maybe New York accent, things like that. I would love that. And yes, you can. If anybody would like to see more of what I do, you can follow my social media as well, which I'm sure is here as well. I actually have a club I didn't mention. I have a club on Clubhouse as well, which is called Voiceover and Impressions. And that basically is like a community of voiceover artists, whether they're professional or amateur voiceover artists, or anybody who's even interested in impressions. It's a safe space where we get together and I basically open up rooms that are like impressions masterclasses where I can help people out that want to try and learn a certain impression and technically how to break it down, or a room where people can share like their favorite movie monologue and try it out for everybody, but in a safe, kind space, where everyone is respectful to each other, and dialect rooms as well, where people can help each other out with the British or American dialects. Yes, and aside from that, you can follow me on Instagram, Living Creative. So that's Living Creative without the E at the end. And also, I have a TikTok as well. So that's Magic Chris UK. So that's just with one C, Magic Chris UK. And so that's the same as my Clubhouse handle, but that's it.
Chris, when can we find your shows on Clubhouse? Are they scheduled certain dates and times?
At the moment, they're usually scheduled on a Saturday. Sometimes they do change, but I have a Clubhouse room actually this Saturday. So that is 6:30 p.m. BST. So I guess that's 1:30 p.m. EST, and I think that's 10:30 a.m. PST. I think
Good job.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better at that now. Yeah. So the room that we actually have on Saturday is an impressions masterclass. So if there's anybody who is already a voice artist or is actually somebody who does like audiobooks but wants to learn about how to push their voice, I'm doing this thing where I'm going to have on the day a list of characters in my Instagram stories that they can choose and bring to the table, and I will help them one at a time, like how to do that character voice. And we're going to try it in a very safe space, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Wonderful. We are so happy for your success, and we're so honored that you came here and shared some of your work with us.
Oh, thank you. It's been a joy being here. Thank you for having me.
Well, we'd love to have you come back again. I mentioned we have a new show that's starting, so I'll get in touch with you about that, and also about my friends who are authors, and see where that can go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jacalyn, and Azadé. Thank you.
Lots of luck.
Thank you for being here.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Keep up the good way.
Will do.
Oh my gosh, I love this show because we have people like you, like Chris, that grace our stage, and it's just so entertaining and enjoyable. And I love to see people grow. I love to see the collaborations. It means a lot.
And thanks to Clubhouse, we actually meet people without seeing them, and you always go and find some interesting people right there and bring them here, like, oh, so you look like that.
Yes. Well, by the way, our friend Ben, I had a show with him yesterday, and he mentioned that he's gotten together over in London with a number of Clubhouse people. He's been able to see them in person, which is phenomenal. I
should really start too, because now that I'm vaccinated, I can go. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm happy.
All right.
We're going to open and everything. So
that's all good news. I'm glad to hear it. Would you like to sing us out?
Well, if you have some time, if you have some minutes, and if Chris is still here listening to us, I wanted to sing one little part of Alexander Hamilton, only for him.
Okay. He's still backstage, so take it away.
Let's go. I hope you hear me well. So I'm going to do my best, okay? Chris, this is not the best thing because I haven't tried it lately, but it's going to be fine for you. How does a bastard orphan, son of a and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by Providence, impoverished and squatter, grew up to be a hero and a scholar. $10 founding father without a father, got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter by 40. They placed him in charge of a trading charter. And every day, while slaves are being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, he struggled and kept his guard up inside. He was longing for something to be a part of. The brother was ready to beg, steal, borrow, or barter. Then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. Our man saw his future dripping down the drain. Put a pencil to his temple, connected this to his brain, and he wrote his first refrain, a testament to his pain. And the word got around and said, this kid is this insane man. Took up the collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from you whence you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. And there's a million things I haven't done. But just you wait, just you wait. When he was 10, his father stayed full of a debt. Reading 2 years later, see Alex and his mother bedridden, half dead, sitting in their own sick, the same thing. Alex got better, but his mother went quick. His cousin committed suicide, left him with nothing but ruined pride. Something new inside, a voice saying, Alex, you gotta think for yourself. Started retreating and reading every crazy youngest child. For something less study would have been better just to do without a sense of restitution. Started working, clerking under these letters, stand, Lord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things that can afford training. For every book he kept his hands on, planning for the future. See him now as he stands on bow of a ship headed for a new land. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, Alexander Hamilton, we were waiting in the wings for you. You can never back down. Time, oh, Alexander Hamilton. When America sings for you, wouldn't know what you overcame. Wouldn't you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. Oh, ship is on the harbor now. See if you can spot him. Another immigrant coming up from bottom. His enemies destroyed him. The Republic forgot him. Died for him, me. I died for him, me. I trusted him, me. I loved him, and me. I'm the damn fool that shot him. And the million things I haven't done. Just you wait. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
Woohoo! Excellent.
I hope people of Alexander Hamilton was not listening to me because I made lots of mistakes. It's fun.
It was excellent, and Chris loved it too. He was dancing and clapping. So, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Thanks for this. Is your stage. The people who come here are so interesting. So, everyone listening to us, please go and follow Dr. Jacalyn. Follow me, Azadé Sings Anytime, Anywhere. And please come and check us out every Thursday. And it's so fun.
It is definitely fun. It's 12:30 Eastern time, which is 5:30 British Summer Time and 6:30 French time. What is that called? CEST. I don't know what it stands for. Central Europe? I don't know.
No,
okay.
Greenwich +1.
Right. Okay. Well, it's lovely seeing you. Thank you again for being here, Azadé. And Chris, pleasure having you. We'll see you again next week.
See you next week. Have great fun. Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you missed the beginning of the performance, you want to definitely check out Chris. You can go over to Dr. Jacalyn LLC on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, or you can catch us anywhere we are on social media, except for Instagram, because they won't let us stream there. So hopefully that'll change at some point. I just want to share our upcoming shows at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is, I need Chris back here, 7 p.m. British Summer Time. We have A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. At 4 p.m. we have It's All About Dating, and my co-host is Lori Mendelson. She's moved over from the variety show, and Lisa Mattiocchi has retired from our program. So we look forward to seeing you then. And then we have A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors, and that's at 5:30 p.m., which is 10:30 British Summer Time. And finally, I'd like to announce, if you haven't heard, the launch of my first book. Yes, I will show you the visual. I would love if everyone would go over to Amazon and purchase my book. It's called Behind the Green Screen, How to Succeed in the Live Broadcasting Business. You don't have to have any interest in broadcasting. This book is for people who are interested in making a change in their life personally or professionally. It's for anyone who's been kept back, who's been had opportunities taken away from them. And of course, it's also for people who are interested in learning how to produce their own content and how to start your own business, whether it's in live broadcasting or not. So this is my journey of how I started this business during the pandemic and how and why I left the corporate world. That's all my experience was in corporate, and I left. My last paycheck was March the 6th, and I built this broadcasting platform. We started out on the radio, just on the phone. I would be on the phone talking to my guest, and we would take it out over the airwaves. And from there, we went to StreamYard, and we were only streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And now we have 17 shows, and we are on 11 platforms. So I give you the step-by-step again in my book. If you go over to Amazon, it's $19.99. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, thank you again. We are going to sign off for now because I've got to go get changed and get ready for the next show. Thank you again. Remember to check out Chris Woodworth. He's doing amazing things in the voiceover world. Go over to our YouTube channel, Dr. Jacalyn LLC, and find him there. Bye-bye. Take care.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.